Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into a topic that can feel, a little bit tricky sometimes. But I promise you, by the end of our time here, you are going to see it in a completely new way. We're going to make understanding English verbs super, super simple. Okay, let's get into it.
So, does this look familiar? You're staring at a sentence and you know there's a verb hiding in there somewhere, but actually pointing to it and saying, that's it. Well, it can feel like a bit of a guessing game. It's a really common problem, but trust me, it's one we are about to solve for good.
So, right off the bat, do not worry. Our goal here isn't to get bogged down in a bunch of boring grammar rules. It's about understanding one simple idea. We're just going to break it all down piece by piece, and I guarantee it's all going to click into place. Right, let's start right at the beginning, at square one. Everything else we're going to talk about today is built on the answer to this one single question. What in the world is a verb anyway? Okay, here's the big secret. A verb is just a word that shows one of two things: an action or a state of being. That's it. Think of it as either the doing word, like jump or think, or the being word, like is or seems. It's the engine of the sentence. It tells you what's actually happening. Let's see this in the wild. Look at Ram plays cricket and they run fast. In both of those, the verbs plays and run are showing us a clear action, right? You can picture someone doing those things. But then look at she is happy. The verb isn't an action. It's describing her state of being. And that's the whole definition in a nutshell. Okay, awesome. Now that we know what a verb is, let's look at the first big way we can sort them. This is where we start to see that verbs sometimes like to work in a team. So let's talk about main verbs versus helping verbs. Think of it like making a movie. The main verb, that's your star of the show. It's doing all the heavy lifting, performing the main action. And the helping verb, well, that's the best supporting actor. It's there to help the main verb out, to give it more meaning, like telling us when the action happened. They're dynamic duo. And here we can see that teamwork perfectly. In she is reading, the main verb is reading. But the helping verb is tells us it's happening right now. In the next one, have helps the main verb finished to show that the work is already done. And will helps go by showing us it's a future plan. See? The helping verb adds all that important detail. Now, here's a quick look at some of the most common helping verbs you'll bump into all the time. Don't feel like you need to memorize this whole list right this second. Just getting your eyes used to seeing these words will give you a massive head start in spotting them. These are your go-to supporting actors. Okay, next level up. We've seen how verbs can work together. Now, let's zoom back in on the main verb itself and look at the kind of job it's doing. Is it an all-out action hero, or is it describing a state of mind? It really just boils down to this. Action verbs are all about doing something. And that can be physical, like jump, or it can be mental, like decide. State verbs, on the other hand, are about being something. They describe things you can't really see, like feelings, senses, or conditions. Words like love, smell, or exist. Let's put this to the test. Look at he runs fast. Can you picture him running? Yep, it's a clear action. That's an action verb. Now what about I know the answer? Can you see the knowing? Not really, right? It's a mental state. That makes it a state verb. It's a super simple but really powerful distinction. All right, you're going to want to lean in for this one, because this next part is what I think is the most useful trick in all of grammar. Seriously, this one little idea is like a secret key that unlocks how entire sentences are put together. It's a total game changer. So, let's start with this simple question. When you look at a verb, you have to ask yourself, does this action need a target? Does the action need to be passed on to something or someone else? That little question is the key to everything. And here it is, the golden rule. This is your new superpower. After you spot the verb in a sentence, you just ask the question, what or whom? That's it. If the sentence gives you a clear answer, you've just discovered something really important. Let's use our new superpower. Look at the first sentence. She reads. Now ask the question, reads what? And boom, the answer is right there, a book. Because we got an answer, reads is a transitive verb. It transfers its action to an object. Now try the second one. The baby cries. Cries what? Cries whom? Nothing. The sentence doesn't give an answer. The verb's meaning is totally complete by itself. That makes cries an intransitive verb. See? So simple, but so powerful. Fantastic work. You have now totally mastered the core ideas. So let's just take a quick peek at a few of the more advanced concepts. And don't worry, they follow the same simple logic as everything else we've talked about. They're not as scary as they sound. Okay, so a finite verb is kind of like a chameleon. It actually changes its shape to match the subject or the tense. See how played changes to plays when the subject goes from they to he? But a non-finite verb, it stays the same no matter what. In both I like to read and he likes to read, the verb to read doesn't change one bit. It's stubborn. Now, these non-finite verbs come in three main flavors. You've got the infinitive, which is usually that to form like to play. Then there's the gerund, which is the ing form of a verb that's pretending to be a noun, like in the sentence, playing is fun. And finally, you have the participle, like broken in the broken window, which often acts like an adjective. Just being able to spot these is a huge step forward. And last but not least, we have modal verbs. These guys are a very special type of helping verb. They don't show any action themselves. Instead, they add a certain mood or attitude to the main verb, like possibility with may go, ability with can swim, or obligation with must study. Wow, we have covered so much ground today. So now let's take all of this amazing knowledge and boil it down into one simple, practical checklist that you can use anytime you need it, especially if you're looking at sentences for a class or a test. This is it right here, your go-to guide for any sentence. Step 1, just find the action or the state word. That's your verb. Step 2, glance right before it. Is there a helping verb there? And step 3, use our golden rule. Ask what or whom to see if it's transitive. This simple 3-step process is going to work for you every single time. And honestly, that's it. What might have seemed super complicated before is really just a series of simple questions. You genuinely now have all the basic tools you need to look at any English sentence, find the verb, and understand exactly what its job is. The power is officially in your hands now. With these clear ideas and simple tricks, you're not just reading sentences anymore. You're actually understanding how they're built from the inside out. So what do you say? Are you ready to go out there and master every sentence?